Have you seen this option inside the Excel ever before? Answer is yes, then you are on the right track. Today, I will show you what exactly it is, how to enable it, and how Python works inside the Excel directly. We will start with very basics, how this py function works inside the Excel, and then we'll slowly progress with a data frame. What is the data frame and how we can turn on using the Python libraries, and learn how to analyze Excel data using the Python inside the Excel. And by the end, we have kept one forecasting model for the sales data. You can simply navigate through, understand how we can build the own forecasting model in the specific libraries. If you are new to Python in Excel, add a value in the analytics field. So develop one skill in your portfolio. Make sure you watch this video until the end. If in case you are new to this channel, I would urge you to subscribe this. So without further ado, let's quickly start.
Alright, welcome back to the screen, folks. Today we are going to learn one of the most powerful additions Microsoft has made to Excel, called Python in Excel. Most of the Excel users know the formulas like sum, VLOOKUP, XLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, okay, and the pivot tables. But now Excel can run Python directly inside the worksheets using the py function. So here I'll show you is equal to py. You can see it over here, and that's how we can turn on this Python over here, and we can see the Python environment inside the Excel over here. That means now you can analyze large data sets, clean messy data, create advanced visualizations, build forecasting models, use machine learning, perform statistical analysis, all without leaving the Excel. Okay, Python runs directly inside the Excel, as I have stated earlier, right? So here, usually what we do, we just add the sum like this, and we get the data like this. Okay, and that's how we get the result over here. Okay, but inside the Python, now you can type the simple function called Python. Okay, and then you have to give the proper functionality over here like sum and then XL, which is your Excel, the range, and then you will get the result over here. But before we jump on the final conclusion over here for the formulas for Python, we have to call the data frame inside the Excel. Otherwise, your Python will not run over here. Okay, Excel sends the data to Python, and then Python will process us the result, which is the requirement. Cool. So since we are talking about the example over here, I'll just simply click on this next sheet over here, and let's talk about cells. Okay, here the cells 100, okay, 120. This is just a raw data entry I am putting over here, 150, and then let's say 180, and at the end I have the 210. It's a raw entry dump for me. Okay, so to get the result, what we have to do over here is we just have to simply say this particular function. Okay, so here I'm calling a df is equal to a1, which is this a1, to until case this is the a6. Simply select it, and then we are selecting this is equal to py. The function has been added over here, and the moment you do, you will see this has been activated now. Okay, so what we are doing over here is data frame we have called, okay, is equal to XL, which is your XL, overall XL, and the range is A1 to until A6 over here, and we have the headers true. So that's what we have kept as a headers is equal to true, and data frame we have called. The moment it's done, let's click on this option, check, or maybe you can press Control Enter to commit Python code over here. So let's press Control Enter over here. The moment you do, you will see this kind of an option available, which is data frame. Okay, now if in case you want the result in Excel value, you just have to simply click here as a Python output. Let's click on this option, okay, Python value, and I can see as it is data has been pulled out over here. Okay, but right now our intent is different. Okay, so that's what I will keep this as a Python object for now. Cool. So since we are talking about the result, right, we need the exact total over here. So to get the total, what we have to do over here is I will call this as a is equal to py. Okay, and let's add the function called df cells. Okay, this is the cells. Okay, and dot sum. Click on this option, Control Enter over here. Okay, and let's see what is the result we get, and boom, you see the result, right? Even if you do is equal to sum over here, what is the result we get over here? I'll show you that as well. 760, and this is also 760. Cool. If I hover my mouse over here, okay, and click on this option show card, I can see Python string, Python type is class NumPy, okay, NumPy library has been imported, okay, integer is 64, like that. It's an Anaconda library over here. I'll click on this option, and this is the Excel value. Excel value is not really making sense over here because it's already in the Python object. So that's how we have created this formula over here using the Python code. Okay. Now, since we have this data set available over here to save our time, right? And what exactly it is we have the date, okay, we have product, region, and sales available over here. To the data frame, what we have to do, let's say is equal to py, okay, and that's what the range we have selected earlier, and this time I'm selecting this entire range like this and selected at the bottom over here, so it will automatically captured in the Python sections over here. And once it is done, let's click on this option called control enter over here. Good. And it will show you the data frame like this. Perfect. I click on this option show card, and I can see it's been added in the 40 into 4. Okay, so 40 records are there, and that's how the overall result I can see it. It's available inside the Excel. If I change this to Excel, let's see what is the result we get. We get this kind of a result over here. Okay, if I change this df dot head and add this bracket, control enter over here, I can see only the top result over here. Okay, and if I want to check the data types over here, okay, so what I will do over here is I'll just change this head to dt, okay, d types, and then let's do the control enter over here. Okay, so let's press control enter, and that's how I can see the data types available over here. Okay, so date is this, product is this object, region is object, and the sales is an integer. So that's how I can see the overall data types for my data. Okay, and if in case you want to check the summary statistics of the entire data, so in that particular case what you can do over here is, let's say is equal to, so here instead of data types over here, let's delete this, and I'll call this as a describe, open the bracket, okay, and close the bracket, and let's press control enter over here. Okay, it will show you the result like this, sales over here, and that's how the sales value we can see it over here, 75%, okay, 50% mean, median, okay, and count overall, and that's how the your standard deviation you can see it over here. Next over here, and type the same formula over here, let's say Python, and add this kind of a code over here, Excel d1 to your d41, headers are true, df over here. Let's click on this option, enter over here the range for your data frame. Okay, simply select this, go at the top, and add the product as well over here in the Python, and click on this option. Okay, the moment you do, it will automatically update your overall data frame over here at this particular top, right? The moment it's done, now I will say is equal to py, and here I will add the group by, okay, product, and then sales. I need the sum over here. Let's click on this option, enter over here, and I can see the series option available over here. You can simply click on this option, hover it, and see the result over here. If in case you need this in the Excel itself, simply click on this option and an Excel value over here. Okay, the moment you do, now you can see the result, product and sales wise result over here, which is your sum over here. If you want to do a data cleaning using the Excel, okay, and you want to see if in case there are null, okay, you can do that. What you have to do, you just have to simply use the null function, okay, is null, and then dot is sum, and you can simply use that. If in case you need this particular py function list, comment in the below section Python plus Excel. I can help you with the appropriate link, and you can simply download that and add in your Office 365 Excel and use it Python wisely. Okay, now we are moving ahead and creating a forecasting model. Okay, why forecasting? Businesses want answers like next month sales, inventory planning, revenue forecasting, okay, aggregate daily sales over here. Okay, so in this particular case, what I'm going to do over here is I'll use a linear trend over here. Okay, to do that, what I have to do, I have to simply use the formula over here. Okay, first I'll clear this out because this is not really required for me. Okay, so let me just do a delete, this one also delete. Let's keep this as it is. and enter this as well, and hit a enter button over here, which is your control enter. So it will record the entire details for us. Okay, so let's keep this as it is. Now what we need to add a formula over here to get the forecast linear trend over here. Okay, now to move ahead, okay, here we have to import a couple of libraries over here, okay, which is your this is equal to import pandas as a pd, okay, and then df excel, okay, excel we are using over here, and then select the entire range, headers are true, df cells is a sum over here. Okay, so basically what we have did over here, we have imported a pandas as a library over here, right? We have to have this particular data frame as well keep ready inside the excel. Okay, so this two will be as it is over here. Now this is the part, okay, the best part over here. Okay, let's say is equal to add py over here and paste this particular code over here, and now we are using the forecasting over here. Okay, so this forecasting you can use it n numbers of data. You can just simply take the screenshot. I'll explain you this particular code over here. Okay, so this is the df data frame excel. Okay, the entire range we are selecting over here, headers are true, data frame again the columns, data frame string over here, and strip. Okay, sales group by your date and sales. Basically we are taking the xy value, which is your date, and the sales which is available over here. Sales day is equal to your sales, right? And this is the xy value we have plotted over here. This is how your mean calculation and this particular overall xy calculation we have kept it over here. Now for the future days 40, 41, 42, 43 and 44, we need the forecasting available using the Python code inside the Excel. So to get the result, what I have to do over here is, let's simply hit the enter button over here, or maybe you can press control enter. The moment you do, you will see this kind of an option available over here. Simply click on this option and you can see the forecasting has been added over here. Now to get that on the screen, you just have to simply go here and click on this option Excel value. Okay, now you can see the result has been available over here. Okay, so to get the actual result, what I will do, I'll just do a control C from there. Okay, and paste it over here. Cool. And since this is the value is like this, so we have to ensure that remove the digits properly, and that's how the value calculation I can see it over here for the upcoming days. Cool. And that's how you can create a forecasting model inside the Excel. Okay, folks. So if I go here and add the dates like this, I'll go here, recommended chart. Cool. And let's go here, line chart. Perfect. Let's include this as a sales over here. That's how we have added the forecasting model over here. Okay, if in case you want advanced level this kind of forecasting for revenue forecasting, budgeting planning, okay, variance analysis, this kind of forecasting you can use in the HR attrition as well. Okay, even the hiring forecasting, salary benchmarking, even the operations like supply chain, demand planning, inventory, marketing campaigns like marketing ROI, customer cohorts, okay, campaign analysis. That time we can simply use this kind of an analysis. Okay, the libraries are very important. Pandas as a pd. Okay, the calculation per se, we are using the import NumPy as a np, matplot library. Okay, this will help you to create a charts while we are using the Excel. Okay, Excel and the Python. That time we use the matplot library to charts. And then machine learning models, if in case you are using inside the Excel using the Python, then I think Scikit-Learn, okay, it's really help you to create a machine learning models there, right? Excel remains the world's most popular business tool, folks. Okay, Python remains the world's most popular analytics language. Python in Excel combines both, start with data frames, learn grouping and filtering, move into a visualization, then forecasting and machine learning. Once you're comfortable with this PY, okay, Excel becomes a full analytics platform rather than just a spreadsheet. Okay, that's how we have explained the Excel at very basic to advanced level. I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to subscribe, discover talent. Thanks for watching. Have a great day ahead.